Hello, welcome back to another video. So if you are watching this video right now, then maybe you already know that I have made a switch in my education career to start learning more about and maybe implementing Ayurveda. Ayurveda, to sum it all up, is the oldest health system in the world and is a sister science of yoga. I first learned about it when I was doing my yoga teacher training and became more and more inspired by it as I continued on my holistic health journey and just learning more about integrative and complementary medicine. So I pivoted my path into Ayurveda because I just wanted to learn more about it. And in a previous vlog, I got a question about Ayurveda and it not being evidence-based, or just a switch overall from going from a more Western perspective into an Eastern perspective. So I share a little bit more on that as well as my viewpoint in this video. This clip was actually taken from a Q&A segment from a previous vlog. It just ended up being too long, so I just put it in its own video so you can find it and watch it. Do you find there's any tension between having studied nutrition and becoming an RD where everything is evidence-based, to now transitioning to a more holistic interest in health that has many practices that are not backed by research? So the first thing that I want to say is that Ayurveda and traditional Chinese medicine and other Eastern practices are backed by research. It's just not Western 21st century research. This is thousands of years, hundreds and thousands of case studies of these things working. And so when somebody tells me that Ayurveda is not backed by research, that it's not evidence-based, I do have an internal reaction like you are seeing this from a lens of like patriarchal 21st century science. Ayurveda has been researched probably longer than anything that Western medicine has been researched. In fact, a lot of Western medicine piggybacks off of Ayurveda when it comes to nutrition and spices. A lot of the things that have been discovered by Western science has already been confirmed in Ayurveda, especially having to do with digestive disorders, things like herbs and spices. That's the first thing. And that's not even answering the question. I just wanted to let any of you know if you're wondering, is Ayurveda evidence-based? How did you make that switch from a evidence-based practice to a non-evidence-based practice? It's just a matter of what perspective are we coming from. The next thing is that now Ayurveda is really hard to study in the Western model because for a lot of things to be deemed as a valid or a really good study to work off of, we need a sample size of hundreds of people doing the same exact thing. But Ayurveda is the science of life. It's very individualized because we all have different constitutions. The diseases that manifest in our bodies are all caused by different manifestations or lack thereof, by imbalances of specific doshas, which are the humors, the three humors or the energies in our body that interact in the different levels and layers of our tissues. And so because everybody is different, one thing will show up differently in a sample size of hundreds of people. Knowing this and keeping this in mind, when people ask me the question of is there tension between being an RD and studying Ayurveda, I think it just depends on who you're asking. For me, I think that it goes very well in line because I'm not trying to fight or prove anything. I simply just want to know. I'm curious about the relationship between energy, mind, body, soul, and health and with different Western practices. I don't think either are wrong. I just think both are studied in different ways. And the only tension that could come is simply tension coming from other people who disagree with Ayurveda or with Eastern sciences, in which case it's not my responsibility to hold them and I'm not here to prove anything. I'm just here to be myself and share what I'm interested in and what excites me and what I feel is helpful. So that is my answer. And I also want to say that Western medicine is so necessary, but so is Eastern medicine. It's very necessary. And I think that true harmony can come when we can appropriately combine both. So that's my answer to that one. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope that this gave you a broader perspective on Ayurveda and what evidence-based truly means and just the different nuances that come with it. I hope to share more about Ayurveda as I learn more and more, and so if you have any questions about it, anything that I'm learning, leave them in the comments below. Currently, I'm not a practitioner or even a wellness educator, but I'd love to know what you want to know so I can make more videos in the future. I hope you're having a wonderful morning, noon, day, or night, and I'll see you next time. Bye.